All right, hello everybody and welcome to our class. Today we're going to be talking about triangles. So we're going to be reviewing a little bit of the triangles and how to classify them with the angles that we did last week. And we're going to talk about how to classify them using their sides. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start our Kahoot game to review some of these concepts. All right, I hope everybody's ready. So which type of triangle is this? And now I should say that some of these triangles are maybe not to scale, but who remembers what a right triangle is?
I do. A right triangle has one angle that is 90 degrees.
Exactly. So we'll move on to our next triangle and we see that Ben's in the lead. Oop, hope somebody can catch up to him. What type of triangle is this? And you're right, it is an acute triangle. And who remembers our definition for acute triangle?
I do. Acute triangles have three angles less than 90 degrees.
Yes, and that's important to remember that there are three of them. So it looks like Ben's staying in the lead. And we'll do our last question. So which type of triangle is this? And it is an obtuse triangle. And who remembers what our obtuse triangles are?
An obtuse triangle has one angle greater than 90 degrees.
Yep, and we can see that it's our bottom left one that is greater than 90 degrees. So we'll move on from this and we'll go into our new topic for today, which is classifying triangles by their sides. So the first triangle that we'll talk about is the scalene triangle. And now if you look at this photo, we can see that all three sides don't have the same length. And remember that congruent sides, they all have the same length. So if we were to draw this and use our congruent tick marks, we would actually put different tick marks on all three sides. And that is because scalene triangles, no sides are the same, or all sides are different. So that's one way to always remember the scalene triangle, is that the three sides are going to be a little different from one another. And it's important again to look at the figures and make sure that they are looked at carefully because they might be drawn not to scale. So if we look at this next triangle, we can see that these bottom two sides, the 5.9 feet and 5.9 feet, that they are congruent to one another. So I'm just going to put the two tick marks to show that they're not congruent to one another. And we can put one tick mark there to show that that one is a little bit different. So our isosceles triangle is always going to have two sides that are the same. And finally, the other triangle is the equilateral triangle. And this one is very nice and symmetric. We can see that all three side lengths for this triangle are 3 meters. So we will put one tick mark for each of them to show that they are congruent to one another. So all three sides are the same. Now, does anybody have any questions about this? No? Okay. So one thing that you might be thinking is that there's a lot of different types of triangles and how are we going to remember them? So I have given each of you these 3 cards that each have a drawing of the triangles on them, and on the back they have a little chant. So did anybody have a favorite triangle and they want to try a chant for it so that they can remember it?
Yes, isosceles triangle.
The isosceles triangle, perfect. It's going to be on your blue card. And remember that one has the 2 tick marks and then the 1 tick mark. So you're going to want to watch me a little bit carefully. On the underlined words, I'm going to do some gestures with them. And when we start to spell out the triangle, we're going to clap along with it. So this is going to help you remember which triangle is which and how to spell them correctly. All right, we ready? Perfect. I spy with my little eye.
I spy with my little eye
A triangle with 1, 2 equal sides.
a triangle with 1, 2 equal sides.
Which triangle do we see?
Which triangle do we see?
ISO, SCELES.
ISO, SCELES.
Perfect. And you can refer to the other ones to know the chants for the scalene and equilateral triangles. So thank you all so much for joining me for my lesson today.